All right, we are live on YouTube. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join me here today for this very special live show. Live here on YouTube, live on the main channel, Coach Eli, Elias, Melas. I have some very important things to discuss here tonight. And I want to start off by mentioning that this is going to be of serious nature because I really feel something needs to be done about this. And I have a great plan that can tremendously help people. So stick around for this show. It's only going to be about 30 minutes long or so. I can't even talk. It's only going to be around 30 minutes or so. I'm sorry, it's late at night, and I just had to do the show before going to bed. You'll find out more in just a second here. But before we get to all that, let me first of all make sure that everything is rolling smoothly. Let me check out the back end of YouTube and make sure it's rolling smoothly. And it is. And let me also make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out. It has. Let me do a sound check here. Coach Eli, Elias, Melas. I have some very important things to discuss here tonight. And I want to start. All right. Everything is rolling smoothly, and we already have two people here. Good morning to those of you on the East Coast. It is 7:16 a.m. Eastern Time, 4:16 a.m. Pacific Time here in my neck of the woods. I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area in Northern California, where we've been getting a bunch of rain. Fortunately, where I live, we haven't been hit too hard. But there are supposed to be some showers. Actually, it's raining outside right now, and it's going to be raining throughout the rest of the morning. It's supposed to clear up a little bit in the afternoon. Anyway, there's a lot I want to talk about here in a short amount of time. And I want to make it very clear that this is a very serious nature topic because I feel that men in this world just don't have the resources nowadays to live the most productive and happy life possible. And, I've been doing this YouTube thing for 6 years now, pretty much semi-full-time or practically full-time. And over the last 6 years, I have seen so many men struggle. I've seen so many men argue other men out here on this platform. And there's a reason why they do that. We're going to get more into that here in just a little bit. But the topic of tonight's stream is how many men on YouTube are willing to apologize for their behavior. One more time. How many men on YouTube are willing to apologize for their behavior? Yeah, it's a pretty heavy topic, and the topic might offend some men. I'm sorry if it does, but it's the truth, right? There are a lot of men out here on this platform that have done some crazy things, have misbehaved, and have created a lot of issues, not only for other people on the platform, but for themselves. And these men that are behaving in these ways, excuse me, are struggling deep within. They're struggling emotionally and mentally, and they're lacking self-love. They're lacking self-respect, self-appreciation, right? They're lacking the desire, to live in some cases, right? Now, I'm not saying that most of these men are in such a bad state where they would consider offing themselves. Let's put it that way to be YouTube friendly. But even though, many of these men are not in that state where they want to end things, they're living a very depressed life. And because they're depressed, they are coming out here on YouTube and using YouTube as an outlet, which is not a bad thing. But they're using YouTube as an outlet to project their insecurities instead of seeking help from other men that are in a better emotional state, in a better place like myself, to help, you guys get back on track. So I'll start off by saying this. And we have 9 people here right now. I'm quite surprised. I'll start off by saying this. I've had my moments on YouTube over the last 6 years, and I've made plenty of mistakes, and I've admitted those mistakes many times in the past. I'm not going to go through all those mistakes here again tonight. But I will say the mistakes that I made were honest mistakes. And when I first came out here to do this semi-full-time 6 years ago to start my coaching business, my intentions have always been to help men and women get the best possible grips on their lives, so that way you can all accomplish whatever your heart's desire, personally and professionally. And my job is to not tell you what to do, it's to help you get what you want. But in order for you to be able to get what you want, you have to first identify what's holding you back. And sometimes you need someone from the outside in a better place emotionally, like myself, to help you identify that. And when I help people identify that, it's not saying that I'm any better than you. It's not saying that I'm trying to attack you. I'm trying to get you to realize how you're showing up and how it's affecting you from living the happiest and most productive life possible, personally and professionally, right? But yeah, I made a lot of mistakes, and pretty much all the mistakes I made was because I didn't realize there were so many men struggling out here on the platform, and many of these men, run channels where they run live stream panels, and they bring other men on these live stream panels, and it becomes, one big shit show. It becomes one big bash fest. And that's honestly one of the most pathetic things I've ever seen in my entire life. Men, when I was growing up, all of my friends, we would stick together. Anyway, I know this is a subscribers only chat, and there are going to be some trolls in here. And like I mentioned yesterday when I started doing shows back here on the main channel, Coach Eli, Elias, Melas, if you troll, you're going to get banned. I'm not going to read your message. So, hey, thank you for your opinions. But if you're not here to, apologize for your mistakes, if you've made mistakes, and be willing to move forward in a positive way, then this is not the place for you. Okay? Have a nice day. Take care. Okay? But again, the majority of the mistakes I made was responding to try to defend myself against a group of these guys that, came out here. This started roughly about 6 years ago when live streaming became very popular out here on YouTube. And these men would just run these channels, drama channels. They would bring a bunch of men on, and they would just trash talk each other. And all I wanted to do was help these men. But by me trying to help them, they started attacking me. And then I felt the need to defend myself. And I didn't realize that when you try to defend yourself against men that are in this state of mind, and that are creating this type of content, and are, running these live streams where they're bashing other men, or all these men are bashing each other, these men are simply just not ready to make the change. They're not ready to better themselves, right? So the best thing to do is withdraw, which is what I did. And it had a lot of repercussions for years because, once people come across someone like myself that's very positive and they're very negative, they try to automatically, kick you down, so you can, be brought down to their level, so that way they can feel better about themselves, right? Again, I'm admitting I made plenty of mistakes. I said some things I didn't mean, but all that was in the heat of the moment, reacting to this group of men that I was trying to help, and I felt they were attacking me for no reason. I'm just sharing this for example purposes, right? So we can have a little context here, right? Anyway, so I'm wondering how many of you men out there are ready to become better men, are ready to swallow your pride. How many of you are ready to admit your faults? How many of you are ready to admit that the behavior you've been displaying out here on YouTube on many of these live stream panels is not masculine behavior? That's where it has to start. It has to start right there with you realizing that your behavior is not masculine. Your behavior is not normal. This is not how real, strong, decent, down-to-earth, well-balanced men behave, right? And if you're willing to dig deep and do some soul searching and understand that what I'm saying here is not a personal attack, it's a wake-up call to help you better yourself so you can become a better person and, again, start to enjoy your life more than you are right now. If you're ready to own up to that, I'd like to see as many of you men as possible create a 15 to 30-minute video on your channel. You can do it live or pre-recorded, however you want to do it, and apologize to all men and all other people that you've attacked out here on the YouTube platform just because you weren't feeling good about yourself and you were projecting because you weren't happy about how your life was and you saw other men being happier or other people being happier on the platform, and because you weren't happy, you tried to kick them down to your level. How many of you are willing to make a video and come clean and admit that? I bet you would get a ton of views on those videos. I bet you would start getting a lot more support on your channel if you turned the leaf. If you're one of hopefully many men that actually does this, you will see a change not only regarding how you feel about yourself and how your life changes personally and professionally, but you will see your YouTube numbers go up. You will see a change on your YouTube presence as well. So that's the first thing I'm putting out there. Okay. That's the first thing I'm going to put out there. The next thing is this. There are a lot of men I've encountered on this platform over the last 6 years, a lot of good men that I would love to reconnect with. And if you're even somebody that initially attacked me or wasn't too fond of me, and you're ready to turn that around and you're serious about it, I may be willing to even give you a chance to work with me regarding what I'm going to put out here right now. I'm looking to create some live stream panels where we get a bunch of men on the panel and we talk about men's issues. We talk things out respectfully. Okay? On these panels, there will be no drama. There will be no name calling. There will be no attacking. We are going to talk things out. And we can talk about whatever you want to talk about, right? If you have a problem with the way other men do things or whatever, we can talk about it, but talk about it in a respectful way. And we're all going to go round robin and, take our turn. We're not going to overtalk each other. How many of you men are open to that? We need something like this. We need this. Men really need this. Now, there are some men that still are not ready for this change, and some men will probably never be open to making this change. Some men are going to continue doing the same things they've been doing for the last 6 years on this platform because that's just who they've decided they want to be. And if you want to continue doing that, then that actually defines who you are. Permanently defines who you are, because you're not willing to make that change. If you're not willing to make that change, and you've been the same way for 6 years, and you're not willing to make that change and work with a bunch of, men that are willing to make that change, then you're just a permanent, miserable human being, and we can't help you. And I don't want to be around people like that. And the people that I want to work with and make changes with don't want to be around people like that, right? So there are certain people that I'm not willing to work with, and I'm not going to mention their names. A lot of those people know who they are. There are certain people that have crossed the line to the point of no return with myself, and I will never trust them again. But there are a whole bunch of people that I am willing to give chances to, and I'm willing to, create some great content to help men with, because I feel you guys, have a lot to offer. And I feel a lot of these guys that have been misbehaving, including, kicking me down and attacking me for my positive content, I feel that you guys have value to bring to the table, as long as we can just let bygones be bygones and just have a positive conversation and not attack each other with ad hominem attacks. Not attack each other based on, how much money do you make, or, what's your living situation like, or, my girlfriend's hotter than yours, stupid shit like that. No, those are ad hominem attacks. We're not here to talk about that. I will not allow that. Anyone that comes on board on a live stream and starts going down that route, you will be booted off the panel immediately. And I will cut that part of the show. I'll have a 1-minute delay like I have on all my in-studio streams, and you'll be gone, right? This will be heavily moderated because we want to focus on turning things around for the better in a positive way. Okay? So if you are somebody that is interested in being on some live stream panels with other men to talk out about men's issues in a respectful, professional, and mature way, please go below in the description and email me at Coach Eli at coach.eliasmelas.com. That's Coach Eli at coach.eliasmelas.com. Now, another thing I want to talk about, and I've been talking about this for quite some time, maybe the last several weeks or so, or almost a month. But during this year, okay, I am looking to start putting in place a foundation, in other words, known as a nonprofit organization to help men. And that foundation is going to be a part of my business, which is called the Genuine Networking Association, or GNA for short. But it's going to be a subsidiary of the GNA called Modern Man Resources. Now, I've secured the domain names modernmanresources.com and modernmanresources.org. I've had them for several years now. I finally activated them. And if you go to modernmanresources.com, it will redirect you to modernmanresources.org. And you'll see on that page at modernmanresources.org, Modern Man Resources coming soon at the top. That's all that's there right now. The website is in progress. I'm going to be building the website behind the scenes over the next several months. And I'm hoping by summertime or by the end of summer, I have a full-blown website out there with a forum where men can chat and ask questions in a group fashion. And there will be many other resources out there on this site that I feel men need and can use to better their lives. Whereas if you were to do all the research yourself, it would probably take you a long time to find all these resources. And who knows? Maybe you wouldn't find these resources. Plus, I've got, my own stuff that I've created and will be offering on that site. And Modern Man Resources is going to be completely free. Okay. When I get the nonprofit organization going, I'm hoping by the end of this year or early next year in 2025 to actually, have a 501c3 nonprofit organization status in place. And then the organization will be funded through donations. People can donate to the nonprofit, and that's what's going to fund us to be able to provide these free services for men out there. And men so desperately need these services. They do. Now, in addition, I am looking for a small group of men, anywhere from 4 to 6 men that are willing to come on board at an executive level to help me run Modern Man Resources. And once we get the nonprofit, going sometime by the end of this year or beginning of next year, or at some point next year, those people that come on board right now at an executive level to help me run the website and manage the chat forums and help us out in other ways, which I'll share more about that in a second. Okay. You guys will have first dibs to be a part of the nonprofit organization board, and those will be paid positions, and they will be paid and funded through the nonprofit organization. Okay. Now, I can't talk about what the salaries will be. It all depends on how many donations we get. At first, if we're not getting a lot of donations, it'll be voluntary work. But as the donations come in and it gets more and more busy, part of the donations will go to pay the salary of the board, right? And then the other money will go to research resources and help men out in many other ways. Now, if you are serious about getting involved at an executive level, please also email me and let me know. Email me at Coach Eli at coacheli@melas.com and let me know that you're interested in, coming on board as an executive member. Okay. And if I feel that you are someone that qualifies for this position, because you still have to qualify. Part of qualifying is, me getting to know you, or if I already know you, I'll know if you're qualified or not if I already know you. And if I don't know you, I've got to get to know you. And that's why, whether I know anyone that applies for this or not, you will have to go through a 30 to 60 minute phone interview process with me. That's what it's going to take. Hey, Joe Dirt, how you doing, bro? Joe Dirt says, hi, agree. Men should stand together and empower each other instead of getting involved in petty drama. Yeah, well, I'm taking a very strong stance on that, Joe Dirt, in 2024 and beyond. And I'm looking to create a team of strong men that are willing to help lead the other men that are more so struggling, to help these men turn things around and become stronger, become better men, remove all the drama from their lives, and for these men to stop feeling the need to attack other men on YouTube, on live stream panels, just so they can feel better about themselves, right? So, that's where I'm looking to take things, and things are already in place. Things are already in place, and now I'm putting it out there, and I'm looking to see who's going to respond. Okay. One of the communities that I've been most active in recently, the gig economy community, I'm very focused on that community because the gig world is pretty much where all jobs are going. So that's a community that I really want to do whatever I can to help these men better understand how they're coming off and how they can make changes to not only better themselves, but better other men around, around them as well. Right. And by the way, I forgot to mention this. I'll mention this now. I'm going to do something different with this foundation for men that probably no other foundation for men or any other male group has ever done. I'm going to allow women to be a part of this too. And hi, Elias, says Joe Dirt. Hey, Joe, just letting you know there's a 1 minute delay between what I say and what goes out here. So please forgive me if it takes me a little bit longer to get back to you. But I'm going to allow women to join the forums. And I'm also going to allow women the opportunity to be a part of the executive team starting right now, before the nonprofit gets started, and when the nonprofit gets started, hopefully by the end of this year, 2024, beginning of 2025 or sometime in 2025. I will also give women an opportunity to be on the executive board, to be on the board of the nonprofit as well. And I'm going to tell you why. A lot of guys are going to argue this and say, this is supposed to be a safe place for men. It's a sanctuary for men. We can't talk smack about women if there are women in there, right? We can't share our issues about women if there are women in there. Well, first of all, you shouldn't be smack talking women or smack talking anyone. But if you have issues with women, who better to help you than another woman? Who understands women better than women themselves, right? Now, I'm not just going to bring any woman on board or any man on board. You have to qualify. You have to have a level of professionalism, okay? And you have to be, pro man and pro woman. So I'm not going to bring a woman on board to the foundation or the executive team that is bitter towards men. I'm also not going to bring men on board that are going to be bitter towards women. I'm looking for well-balanced people that love people in general, right? So again, bringing women on board is going to more so help men get the right support. Joe Dirt says exactly. Men need to network and support each other in business and others with real issues related to divorce, etc. Yeah. And it goes beyond divorce, man. A lot of men lack the motivation to work nowadays, right? A lot of men, would rather play video games than focus on their relationship, right? I've seen a lot of modern men get in relationships with women and then they play video games, for hours each day. Now, nothing wrong if you want to play video games at times. Maybe do it once or twice a week for a few hours. But there are men that play video games 5, 6, 7 hours a day every day. And they're in a relationship. And then they wonder why their relationship fails, or if they're in a marriage, why they go through divorce, right? We need to help men learn how to better balance their lives, okay? We need to help men learn to grow up, because a lot of these men nowadays just haven't grown up. We've got 30 and 40-year-old men that are still behaving like they're in high school. And when these 30 and 40-plus-year-old men come out here on YouTube on a live stream panel and they sit there and bash each other for like 5, 6 hours, right? They're acting like people acted like in high school, right? Guys, you're only hurting yourselves if you continue to go down this path. Now, you guys can come at me and say, oh, Eli, how are you qualified to do this? Oh, Eli, You have issues. Oh, Eli, this. Yeah, everybody has issues. Yeah, I have issues. We all have issues. But I'll tell you this, I've got it much more together than many people out there, and I say this with respect and humility. Hang on a second. I've got it much more together than most people, than most other men out here. And I say this with respect and humility, like I said a second ago. I can help you guys. I can help you guys. As long as you don't come back and attack the fact otherwise, right? Because if you come back and attack me for trying to help you and others do the right thing, then you've got more of an issue within yourself, right? I'm not attacking anyone. I want to help you better your life. I want to help us men start to work together. Women used to catfight back in the days, right? If you've noticed, there are still some catfights happening every now and then, but if you've noticed, there are more catfights on YouTube with men, and I call them catfights because these men out here, that are, going on these live stream panels and trash talking each other for hours each day are acting like women, like worse than women. I'm not saying women are bad. I'm just saying, I can understand women doing that, but for men, no, that's not masculine energy, right? And it's still not good for women to do it, but I can more so understand women getting on panels and having cat fights. No disrespect intended, right? Joe Dirt says health and fitness is another important issue with men. Absolutely. A lot of men are overweight. And they don't dress well. They dress scruffy. They don't shower all the time. They don't use deodorant, right? They don't shampoo their hair. They don't use cologne, right? They don't wash their clothes as often as they should, right? It's really sad, but it can be turned around. And once you turn it around, no matter how upset you may be at me right now that I'm calling this out, if you actually listen to my advice and come on board and allow us to all work together as a collective of men, you'll turn your life around and you'll be much happier. And you'll come back and say, hey, thank you, Coach Eli, or thank you, anyone else that's a part of this, that ends up being a part of this, right? We are at 33 minutes. I'm going to go off the air in just a few minutes. So if you have any other questions, Joe Dirt, or if anyone else is here, please get any questions, comments, or concerns in the chat. So if anyone that I worked with in the gig economy, and even if I didn't work with you because I felt, you were creating too much drama on your channels. If anyone in the gig economy, if you're ready to make that change and ready to start creating real content that will help and support men, right? Reach out to me, Coach Eli at coach@eliasmelas.com. I'm willing to do interviews on your channels. I'm willing to bring you on my channel. We can do an interview, pre-recorded or live, but I'm letting you know on my channel, I've got many systems in place to cut you off. And if you try to trash talk me or someone else, I will dump the 1-minute delay, and that will never go out to YouTube. So I'm letting you guys know that if you're trying to plot something to try to tear this apart, it's not going to happen. Don't even waste your time. I've got so many fail safes here that it's not worth even trying anymore. Joe Dirt, exactly. I also see men getting involved with catfights and drama on YouTube. It's embarrassing to watch. It is. It's pathetic, man. It's pathetic. I'm telling you, if you're watching this right now and you're a man and you're saying, wow, Eli sounds pathetic. Eli is just preaching to the choir. Eli, is desperate for views. Eli, his channel is hurting. Eli is whatever, right? If you're thinking that way, I want you to reach out to me and let's get this going. Because if that's what you're thinking, or if that's what you're saying, that's not what you're thinking, right? You're saying that because this is what we need. And you probably want to be a part of it, but for some reason, you're just not ready to admit your faults to be a part of this yet. And what it's going to take for you to be a part of this is first admitting your faults, admitting what you've done wrong on YouTube or in other aspects of your life, and apologizing publicly on your channel. Create a stream or a video, 15 to 30 minutes long, and own up to what you've done. And I promise you, people will start to respect you more, and you'll get more attention than you're getting. And you will grow far more than you've grown. If you want to continue going down the trash talking drama route and continue to go on panels with other men and you all want to trash each other, that's not going to get you anywhere. If you've noticed, those channels, they stagnate. They don't grow. They get to a certain point, and there's a certain group of people that will watch all those shows, and it never grows past that group of maybe 10, 15, 20, or in some cases maybe 30 or 40 people. You're never going to grow past that. You're never going to grow past that because there are too many people doing the same thing on YouTube, trash talking each other on live streams. So you're not going to have 100,000 people watching your trash talking live stream. It's never going to grow to that point. But if we all get together and collaborate on something more positive, we can all grow further exponentially together and start making a big difference for men, which will also help women, and will also turn this platform around on YouTube to have more positivity. I'm just really, really sick and tired of the negativity out here on YouTube. I'm sick and tired of grown-ass men in their 30s, 40s, 50s in some cases, right? And sometimes even the younger men in their teens and their 20s. They start early, right? I'm sick and tired of the trash-talking drama. It's stupid, it's boring, it's old, it's a waste of time, it's unproductive, it's non-productive. Again, I know many of you are going to watch this. I know many of you are going to be like, who the hell does Eli think he is? Eli, is a loser. Eli is a failure. Eli is this. Eli is that, right? You can call me every name in the book. But if you end up watching this video all the way through on the replay, this live stream all the way through on the replay, if you weren't here live, or even watch parts of it, you clicked in on it because of the title. So you're interested. It's an interesting title, right? Think about how giving this a chance will turn everything around for you, right? Think about that. For one time in your life, if you've been a negative man most of your life, or at least you've been negative your entire YouTube career, right? How about try something different? Do the opposite. Be more positive. Work with myself and some other great people. Try it out for 2 weeks. And if after 2 weeks you don't enjoy it more than the drama and you're not happier than before, right? Then, by all means, go back to being a drama shit show creator for the rest of your life. But if you don't at least try to turn things around for the better in a positive way, then I don't know what to tell you, right? Then you're going to be stuck in the rut forever, right? You're never going to know. why not at least try to find out if you can turn it around? Because I know you all really want to turn it around, right? Reach out to me, Coach Eli at coacheli.com, men and women. Okay? I really want to get some live stream panels going ASAP. They could be as soon as this weekend, right? They could be next week. Take me seriously. I'm not joking here. I'm not up in the middle of the night doing this show for no reason. I couldn't sleep. I wanted to put this out there. Plus, I have a lot going on later today while most of you will be watching this replay, more than likely. I've got to take my girlfriend, Dawn, to the doctor's for some tests. And then I got to run some other errands with Dawn. Probably won't do a Walking with Purpose stream on Coach Eli 2, my other channel, tomorrow. The weather's going to be good enough by that point in the afternoon, but I'm not going to have time. Maybe not. If not, I'll do another stream tomorrow, early evening or late night, right here on Coach Eli, Elias, Melas. And if you haven't seen my stream from yesterday or the day before yesterday, where I mentioned this, I'm doing some streams temporarily for the next month or so here on Coach Eli, Elias, Melas, because I haven't put out a whole lot of content on this channel lately. And I don't want to take a chance of it getting demonetized for inactivity that can happen on YouTube. So that's why I'm doing that here. So that is that. There are a lot of people I would love to reconnect with. I'm not going to mention names, but a lot of them are from the gig economy. I met a lot of great people. And many of you stopped talking with me because of some stupid trolls and haters that maybe threatened you or led you to believe that I was something that I'm not. Okay? You got to let all that go. Let all the drama go. Let all the haters go. And let's get together and start working together to make this world a better place once again for all men and women too. But I say in men, or I say for men in this case, because men are struggling much more than women are. And men have very little to no support compared to women having a ton of support in this modern world. I'm here to solve a major problem that has now been happening, I'd say, for at least the last 5 to 10 years, but probably even longer. It's gotten worse because of the internet, right? The internet's made the matters worse because now men can come out here on platforms like YouTube or TikTok or Facebook or anywhere else, and they can come out there and project their insecurities and trash talk people and say and do dumb things that could ruin their lives. Because once you put something out there, on the internet, even if you delete it, you can never take it back. Somebody probably screen recorded it, right? I want to help you turn that around so you don't make those mistakes. And so you feel better about yourself and start truly going after creating the greatness that you've always truly wanted personally and professionally. So, that being said, thank you all for being here. Please email me if you want to be a part of the executive team, or if you want to be interviewed. Now, if you're going to be a part of the executive team, if you want to be a part of the executive team, you will need to be open to doing some live streams on my channels, and we can do them on your channels as well. If you don't want to be a part of the executive team, but you're open to being a part of, some panels, some positive reinforcement type of panels for men, where we talk out, where we discuss male issues in a positive way, then please also reach out to me, Coach Eli at coacheli.com. I think I've drilled this into all of your heads as much as possible. With that being said, you all have yourselves a great day. I will see you next time. And as always, be good to each other.